Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's CRAIGO. I'm a fully qualified chartered management accountant. I get asked a lot of questions to run through my career, both through education and through my professional career. So today I'm going to do that. So treat this as a kind of vloggy style video, a casual chat between me and you. I'm just gonna be a bit honest, a bit open with you today, and hopefully you can take some value from that, and hopefully you can utilize it within your own career. So hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's CRAIGO, fully qualified chartered management accountant. Before I do go ahead with this chatty style video, I am just gonna say thank you for all your support so far. At the time of recording this video, I'm on 860 subscribers. I am only 140 away from 1,000. So if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, then please do subscribe. And the reason I say that is there is a community tab on YouTube, which you get with 1,000 subscribers. And that's gonna add a far greater level of value between you and I, so that I can produce the level of content that you desire, really, on the YouTube space. This community tab will enable me to run polls, communications, upload posts, and it will allow an element of interactiveness between you and I. So if you are the 79% of my viewers that do not subscribe to my channel, then please can I ask you to subscribe right here, right now. Also, while I'm on that topic, I mentioned in my last video that I released last week, I am now an official Astranti affiliate, which means if you sign up to Astranti using my affiliate link down below, then I will get a slight commission for everything that you buy on the platform. You want to improve the value that I'm able to give you on this channel, then please do feel free to sign up using my link below. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know if you've done that, and I'll be more than happy to give you a big, massive thank you personally for that. But that is all from that today. We're just gonna go straight in with my video. And I'm just gonna kind of sit here and talk about my career and where I started. So I guess I'll start with my college A-levels, my university education, my professional level education, and then I will go on to my professional career. Then what I'm gonna do is just touch on a few of my learnings, just help me to progress my career forward. So first of all, my education, I did go to university, Bournemouth University on the south coast of the UK, and I studied business and finance. As part of this, I had a placement scheme at Hewlett-Packard where I worked within their global procurement function. Believe it or not, I was not in finance. I graduated the year after from university with a 2-1 degree in business and finance. And then I went straight back to Hewlett-Packard, the same company in the same department, back into global procurement. And I'm gonna be honest with you right here and right now, I went with that opportunity because it's all I could get. Having studied business and finance at university, I realized that I wanted to do a career in finance. However, I just could not get the opportunity at the time. So I just thought, like any of us, we don't want to be out of work. I'll go back, I'll give it a go, and I'll see what I can achieve. But it was pretty quick within that experience at Hewlett-Packard that I realised that procurement really wasn't for me. And what I was able to do was I was able to get a rotation in the global real estate finance team, which enabled me to do 9 months of experience within that finance team. And it was during that 9 months that I really consolidated my interest in having a finance career. I was able to see individuals who were studying towards their CIMA qualification, and I realised that is exactly what I wanted to do. Those 9 months come to an end, and I realised, yes, this is what I wanted to do. And a job opening opened up the company that I work for. Now I'm not gonna mention this company in any light, and any mention of this company and what I do there is gonna be done from a very, very high level. And I'm not even gonna refer to team names, I'm gonna refer to it as the global name, because obviously there is a conflict of interest here and I don't wanna be brought into that at all. So I'm gonna keep everything high level and very finance industry standard. I'll be honest, I got really lucky. I applied for one job, I got the role, and I was in, and I was given the opportunity to study for my professional qualification. As I was going into an industry company, the preferred qualification was actually CIMA. And actually that went along with my career aspirations, so I was more than happy to sit CIMA. Although they said I could sit any, I sat CIMA. So I went through CIMA, I went through 3 years, and in that time I went through 3 roles. I had 2 commercial facing roles and had 1 supply chain role. And essentially within my first role at my business, my responsibility was to close the period, conduct the variance analysis on a monthly basis, and ensure that the two financial systems were managed from a financial perspective correctly, ensuring that our financial periods were closed on time and correctly. Essentially, that was my main responsibilities. I got an opportunity to work with the other members of the team on their agenda as well, so I took on additional responsibilities within that. But essentially, my core responsibilities of that role were to close the period, manage all the variances, and make sure that our financial statements were reflective of our team's total spend. I then went into a supply chain role. This is where I managed our inventory from a build perspective. So I was responsible for rolling up our raw materials, our work in progress, our finished goods to create our formulas and our recipes that were loaded in the financial system. This was important because this meant that I would then value an inventory at that cost that I've created, and therefore that would be the accuracy of our financial statements. And that was actually an extremely good role because I managed to work with our manufacturing facilities across a numerous level of sites. I got to travel abroad to India a couple of times. And all round it was just a good level role. I had a real opportunity to take on additional projects and get involved with additional projects, but I had a really good core level role, and actually it was a really difficult role as well. And at the time I wondered, and I didn't know whether I really wanted to do that role because I don't know if I'd find it interesting. And I'd go now as far as saying out of my 3 roles, it was by far the most complex, but I learned the most, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience within that role. I guess my learning from that to you guys now is, if you are in that same position and you are not sure to take a role on, then by all means just give it a go, because you never know what you might enjoy and you never know what you might not hate. Something that you think you'll enjoy, you might hate. Something you think you won't enjoy, you might absolutely love. I did really well within that role, and that's where I got into my 3rd role within my company, and that was back into the commercialization team that I had within my 1st role, back onto the discounts and allowance line at the P&L. Again, my responsibilities were to purely close the period from that discount allowance. There were 2 elements of the team. I was now in the other aspect of the team, and then my other responsibility was to manage any mass scale price changes across the business. And essentially my element of the role is I would receive communication from commercial teams that basically says a price on specific SKUs needs to change, and it would be my responsibility to run that through the whole business to ensure that all of our customers' price lists are maintained and consistent with each other. And that was a good opportunity because it really taught me to understand the pricing structures of our business. It was actually a really manual role, and it taught me to better manage my time, and it also taught me a lot about Excel macros because I was able to put in some Excel macros to really reduce the manual work with that. So that is all, I guess, and that takes me to where I am now, my 3 roles at the business that I've had within 5 years, just coming up to 5 years, about 4.5 years now. Yeah, I've had some fantastic opportunities at the company. To start with, my kind of career so far has gone quite well in the terms of I've taken on additional opportunities. I've shown my eagerness to study towards my SEMA qualification. I've become fully qualified, and they're kind of all the 3 things that you need when you are a young hire within a big business. When you're a small fish in a big pond, you need to show your willingness to learn. You need to show your willingness not just to learn, but to take on new responsibilities and get new experiences. You need to show that you're willing to do your professional qualification. And trust me, if you do all 3 of those, you're going to succeed. What you also need to remember is you need to remember to do everything you do well. Doing additional above and beyond is all well and good, but if you're not doing it well, then it's going to be harmful to you. So every time you do something, make sure you do it to high quality. And I've mentioned that because that's where I want to leave that, because at the beginning of my career at this company, I didn't do things as well as I should have. By this, I mean I didn't put like simple checks into my work. And I would say it was because of a lack of experience, a lack of exposure to high quality processes, which enabled me to experience that. So the things I'm talking about here is if you're running through a process and you're copying and pasting a report from one tab to another, well, make sure you've copied and pasted it correctly. Make sure you've taken the rows out underneath if there were additional rows from the last time you've done it. Next time when you're trying to make a pivot table, make sure your pivot table total aligns to the total of the raw data that you've input into that pivot table. So just make sure you don't get any data that's lost. And implement checks at every stage of the process, because what that will enable you to do is eliminate mistakes. Remember, you've got a fantastic tool in finance, and that's Excel, which is capable of so much. And there really is not an excuse for you to do anything wrong. However, what I would say is doing things wrong is an opportunity to learn, and I all recommend we make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, you'll learn, as long as you don't make that same mistake again. And that's I guess at Hewlett Packard, when I had a chat with my manager then, the number one thing they said was, I'm absolutely fine for you to make mistakes, just don't do it again. And that's when the problem is, when you make the same mistake twice. Also, get comfortable to be uncomfortable. One of the biggest learnings for me is when I realised that I can do some elements of my work and take on new responsibilities without even being shown how to do it. And that's because I've learned at the company I work for the process and the way that things are done. And actually there's quite a consistent nature across the business of how things are done. And what I would say with any business, it's probably the same. Get comfortable being able to look at a document, look how it was done last time. If you're being handed it over, look at how they did it before, look at their document, paste it backwards, and see if you can learn based on what they've done. And if you can demonstrate that behaviour, and it definitely helped me within one of my roles in my business, is that I was able to demonstrate that I was able to just work through things without having to even been shown. And trust me, that goes a really long way. So I'm aware I've rambled on over the 10 minutes that I thought it would be, but to summarise, that is my career so far. I came out of university with a 2-1 degree in business and finance. I'm fully SEMA qualified within 2.5 years. I've now got 5.5 years of financial experience across 2 companies that I have worked for. And the way I see my career growing in the future is much of the same really. I've just got to continue working hard, taking on new opportunities, doing things that I do extremely well and achieving results, showing my ability to learn through informal trainings as well as formal on-the-job training. And I think if I do that, and I recommend that you do that too, while eliminating the mistakes within your work, then you will progress through your company as well. So I hope you have taken some value from that. I thought it would be good for me just to walk through my career, my experiences, my learnings of my career, and the type of things that you should be doing within your career to really own your career and develop yourself and get promotions within the business. If you did find that useful and you've taken some value from that, then please do let me know down below. I really hope you enjoyed it. As I said at the start of the video, please do feel free to subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. But that's all from me today. Enough of that. I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.